finished with your hand massage, you want to apply a little bit of remover. Okay? And what we're going to do is just go down through the nail and just wipe off the cream. Why do I have to get the cream off of there?
So it'll stay.
Right, because if not, when you go to apply your lotion, it's not going to adhere to the nail. So we're going to go through, we're going to do, just check, you go through, swipe that off to cut any lotion that might be on. Okay. This is a good time too, actually you should have done it probably beforehand, before you started the massage, to check your bottles that they're not real tight. You don't want to open them completely, but you want to loosen them. I should have told you that before you do your hand lotion. Okay? Yes, I did. You weren't paying attention. Thanks. Okay. Remember we put our paper towel underneath here below before? You want to bring that back up whenever you're ready to do your application of your polish. Okay, so we've already checked, kind of loosened up your lids, because again, if you have that lotion on your hand, it's going to be hard to do it. You can always take your towel, wet it, and then use it. That'll help you to grip a little bit if you need to. Okay? Alright, so we've already removed our shine. We're going to start with our application of our base coat. What was the purpose of using a base coat?
To kind of protect the nail from staining and to make sure the polish adheres better.
Exactly. Very good. Okay. So you want to take your brush, you want to fan it out and go from from the base of the cuticle out. Okay? You want to try to do it in 3 strokes if you can. I think I might have cotton on there. You want to kind of cap your end a little bit. Orange would stick. You can put a little bit of cotton on this and then put a little bit of remover on. You can also just use it as is to wipe off any excess that you might have. There's that cotton, I could see it. Right. When you get your brush, do you see how I'm wiping off the excess on the inside of the bottle? Why don't I want to do it on the outside?
Because it'll stick.
Because then you'll have it on the outside and you'll put the cap on and it'll stick.
Exactly. Okay, you want to lightly cap those ends. Fan your brush out, get it right to the base of the cuticle. You want to make sure, if you need to, turn their fingers so that you want to get that polish the whole way to the sidewall. And again, just kind of seal that end. I found that when you cap those ends with each coat, that helps prevent a little bit from chipping. Your polish should go on nice and smooth. Bring your brush over if you need to, but you want to have enough on there. Oops, that one didn't come on. That you have a nice smooth coat. You have nail glue or something on your nails? No, that's why it's... I was thinking I didn't have enough on there, but you have nail glue, that's why. Fan it out. 1 down the middle. Again, try to do it in 3, but sometimes you're going to have more than that. And then cap your ends. Okay. You're going to start with the little finger of the left hand. You're going to do this hand, then you'd proceed to the next hand. You're going to screw your lid back on again and then put it over. Alright, so I'm just going to do this hand. So we would finish all of this. I would go to this hand and I would do this hand. And then you'd bring this hand back. And now you're going to start your first coat of your polish. Now, you don't shake the bottles, we roll them. Okay? Shaking them creates what? Anybody know?
Stickiness.
Air in them. Okay? And again, I always keep it, if you're right-handed, keep your bottles to the right of you. You have less chances of an accident. So many times I'll see people, they're here and they're crossing over. It's like, why would you do that? That makes it harder You know, try to do things that's going to be the easiest for your body. Okay, so again, you're going to get your polish. Any excess, we wipe it off on the inside of the bottle. Okay.
Yeah, that light does that.
Alright, so again, I'm going to put my brush up, fan it out. I want to go nice, smooth strokes. Little fingers, a little bit like this. You want to cover the entire nail. So we cap it. And again, you can use your orange wood stick. It's cotton. Okay, but you want to get it the whole way. I hate when someone does a manicure and they don't get my polish the whole way in the sides. Makes you mad too?
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing a professional job, so it should be nice and smooth. It should not look, 50 million little coats and strokes. Get enough on the brush again, span it out, and nice and smooth. Now you notice I don't wait a long time before I go to apply my first coat. Your base coat should actually be a little bit tacky when you apply your polish. You don't really need to have it completely dry. Till you do one hand and then go to the other hand, they are pretty much dry. And if you apply or remove as you go, you see how I'm getting this off while it's still wet? It's not hard to get it off at all. You can wait to the very end as well. See why I want my paper towel and not my cloth towel? Why do we do 2 coats of color? Right. Makes it a little more durable and you don't see through it. So I don't worry if it's a little too thin or anything like that. Again, wipe off on the inside of the bottle when you want a little bit lighter and cap those ends. That's going to help you prevent chipping. But you want that polish the whole way. Coat the entire nail. Fan it out. Nice smooth strokes, and you want to try to do it in 3 strokes. Years ago, when I took my boards back in the dark ages, we were only allowed 3 strokes. You couldn't do any more than that. So if you didn't cover it, you didn't cover the nail. That was hard, yeah. Whoops, whoops, watch your fingers. How many of you shake a little bit? Okay, I do too. Do you notice where my arm is? It's steadied right here on the table. That helps a little bit. I can even steady my finger here, and that helps to steady me. See my finger, my little finger's touching her? That's steadying me. And that's okay, you're going to shake a little bit. I do if I drink a lot of coffee too. Okay, alright. So we've proceeded, done this hand. You would go on to the left hand. Okay? And then you would go back to do your second coat of polish. Or I'm sorry, you're right. Alright, so we're ready to do our second coat. And you'll notice a difference with the second coat. See, look how much richer that color looks, I think.
Beautiful.
It helps hide a lot of more imperfections too with that second coat. Like she has some nail glue on her nails, so you see how that's kind of hiding it a little bit more?
Yes.
And always, excess goes where? Inside. And keep your polishes, the lids on them. Like the only time that my polish lid is not screwed on is when I'm using it. That's how they dry out. I have polishes at home that I've had that are probably 5 years old, and they're not gummy at all.
No gummy.
Nope. I always have them screwed on really, really tight, the lids. And
I've done that before, but when I went to take it off, it kind of wouldn't come off.
what's that?
Yeah, it was a polish, and I stuck the lid on really tight.
Oh.
Went to go give it again, and the lid wouldn't come off.
Alright, what do you do if the lid doesn't want to come off?
And
on hot water?
with the paper towel.
Run it under, yeah, do a wet paper or wet towel first of all. If that doesn't work, run it under hot water. If that doesn't work, we have little gripper things on one back in dispensary. That sometimes works. You have to be careful. Like if you've ever tried to take pliers to the lid, you will break this, they'll snap right off and you'll ruin it.
So you put them under hot water?
Yeah, the best thing is to do is run it under hot water first. I like having enough nail to work with. I think it's harder doing little tiny nails. Yeah, you've got nice nails. Okay. So I've done my base coat. I've done my top or my 2 coats of polish. I would finish this hand, then go on to the right, and then finish that hand, and then I come back to the left. I'm done. I'm going to screw my lid back on, nice and tight, and then I'm going to proceed with my top coat. Now, top coat helps to do what?
Seal.
Add a
Seals it
finish
in,
to it.
adds more gloss to it, okay? There's a lot of different ones. Sometimes you can use a base coat as a top coat. This one is specifically manufactured for a base coat. They do have their own brand of top coat. We have this one, which is called Out the Door. This is a fast drying top coat. I really like this. If you use this, it will dry your polish quicker. Now the only thing is you can't go back and paint over top of this. So if you need to touch up or anything like that, you can't do it over this. All right? Other ones we can use are the spray, and you can use this over top coats, but I would not use these two together. So if you're either using a fast drying top coat, or if you're using a regular top coat and the spray, you can use this. To use this stuff, you make sure that you hold it at least 6 to 8 inches away, and you spray each one lightly. Do not hold it on and do not have it too close or you could burn them. And this would be after your last, yeah, you can actually do a burn with an aerosol. Okay. This would be after you have completed your top coat. And then again, you can't, this has like a little bit of an oil tape in it. You wouldn't be able to go back and repaint over top of it. Like say if they bump their nails. Okay, so when this is on, that's final. When this is on, it's final. But we're going to use this one. Better. And again, take enough on your brush. Excess goes on the inside. Fan it out. Cap your end.
This is great.
Hmm?
So this is great.
Tilt your bottle if they get down to the point when you can't get them. I also have little things in dispenser, little pink things that when you're down low on a bottle that you can put on, put your polish in. That helps. It tilts it. How can I dip back and forth in here with this brush without sanitizing it each time?
This chemical thing.
Right, to prevent or retard the growth of bacteria. Now I'm just doing her one hand just to save time, but you do understand you would do the same thing each step. Her thumbnail is going to require a few more, but try to do a long stroke from from the cuticle to the free edge when you do this. Little tiny dabs, those cause more feather, cause more brush marks, and that's why the polish doesn't look smooth. Okay, so we got the whole way around. I'd finish the right hand, or the left hand, and then I would do the right hand. Then I'm going to go back through, and again, I can get off any excess that I might have. Now, that one, if it dried, and I let that one dry a little bit so you can see, you're going to tip your orange stick with cotton. Apply a little remover to it. Okay, and then you can also use that to clean up around the edge if some of it has dried. You need to take off. Oops, I just messed that one up. Okay. And then you proceed through. Keep it thin enough so that you don't wipe off what you just put on there with the polish. If you get it too thick, you'll take your polish right off. But you want to have it nice and clean. And again, if I use the out the door, you cannot use the quick dry. If I use the regular one, base coat, I could. When you're doing a manicure for your clients, it's best, we had them take their rings off before we did the hand massage. You might want to have them put their rings back on before you start your polish application. Let them get their keys out of their purse. Maybe have them go ahead and pay for the service first, because the nails are still going to be a little bit tacky. And you don't want them, oops, I have my tweezers in there. You don't want them to be digging in their purse for their keys or their money, you know, and then mess up their nails. You can also put their nails underneath the manicure dryer. We have one of those. And just have them put both hands under it and sit underneath it for a while and let it set a little bit. Okay? Okay? But re-examine, check for any spots or any places that you missed or anything like that. All right? And that would finish up your complete manicure.